You're watching South Asia Newsline, and here are the top stories we are tracking for you on Wednesday, the 8th of January. Defence Minister Rajnath Singh reaffirms India's support for Maldivian Defence Cooperation. Protesters blocked major highway in Pakistan-occupied Gilgit-Baltistan over power outages. And amid pending extradition, Bangladesh revokes Sheikh Hasina's passport over July killings. And now for all the details. India's Defence Minister Rajnath Singh on Tuesday met his Maldivian counterpart Mohammad Ghazan Mamoon, who is on an official visit to India. During delegation-level talks, Singh highlighted that India has been offering capacity-building opportunities to the Maldives across various areas of defence cooperation, which has significantly enhanced the capabilities of the Maldivian forces. Singh emphasized the importance of maintaining this momentum, ensuring New Delhi continues its support for the Maldives and the Maldives National Defence Force. Describing the relationship as a trusted partnership, Singh reaffirmed India's commitment to supporting the Maldives' development goals and the welfare of its people.
India will continue to support Maldives and the Maldives National Defence Force in their capacity building efforts through projects, equipment and training. As a trusted partner and a close friend, I assure you that India will continue to support Maldives on its development needs and the welfare of its people. We hope that under your charge, our defence and security partnership will grow further and contribute towards deeper ties between our two countries.
I take this opportunity to express our profound gratitude to the Indian government for its invaluable contributions to the Maldives National Defence Force. Following the tragic events of November 3, 1988, India's swift and decisive support helped us preserve our nation's sovereignty during a time of crisis. Moreover, India's significant role transforming the MNDF from a ceremonial force into a fully fledged military force is a testament to the strength.
The visit by the Maldivian Defence Minister comes months after India withdrew its security personnel following a demand from the Mohammad Muizzu-led government. Relations between the two nations had been strained after Muizzu came to power and requested that New Delhi replace the 80 defence personnel stationed in the Maldives with civilians as part of his India Out campaign. However, diplomatic talks and subsequent meetings have helped mend ties, signalling a positive trajectory in India-Maldives relations. In a tragic incident, 9 miners were trapped when water gushed in from a nearby unused mine in the Umrangso area of India's northeastern state. While one miner was rescued on Wednesday, rescue teams also spotted 3 bodies which could not be pulled out due to the challenging rescue operation. Divers faced tough conditions, including cold, murky water and with no visibility, and diving in a confined space with mining rat holes underground. The exact number of miners trapped remain unknown, with authorities confirming only 9. Army teams deployed divers, helicopters and engineers to help rescue the 9 men who had been trapped since Monday in the mine in Assam's hilly Dima Hasao district, the army said in a statement. In one of the biggest disasters in 2019, at least 15 miners were buried while working in an illegal mine in the neighboring state of Meghalaya after it was flooded by water from a nearby river.
Actually, we attempted one dive, and this was a joint operation with the army divers. They also went inside, and one body has been recovered.
So the task is a very challenging task.
Yeah, of course, diving is always a challenging task. It's very difficult going inside the water, that too murky water. There is hardly anything visible, and we do not know what is inside. So diving is always a risky operation, and this, in particular, this type of diving in a very confined area, very congested area, dark environment, murky water, this is very difficult.
Amid continuous load shedding, hundreds of agitated protesters in Pakistan-occupied Gilgit-Baltistan's Hunza Valley blocked the Karakoram highway for the fourth consecutive day on Tuesday. The protest, which began on January 1st, involves local residents, political parties and civil society groups who vowed to continue their sit-in until their demands for reliable electricity were met. Demonstrators on Tuesday voiced frustration over the Gilgit-Baltistan government's failure to ensure even a few hours of power each day, saying over 80,000 people were struggling for basic needs. Protesters said the power outages have caused issues with internet, heating and being able to cook. Power cuts, locally called load shedding, are common in the region. The Karakoram highway, built through towering mountains with China's help, links northern Pakistan with western China. The area plays a critical role in bilateral trade facilitated by the China-Pakistan Economic Corridor.
हुंजा में हिसाब शिकन लोड शेडिंग है और जिसकी वजह से 24 घंटे में 30 से 40 मिनट बिजली हुंजा में आ रही है। रात को -15 से ज़्यादा सर्दी है। तुलबा को इंटरनेट मैसर नहीं, बिजली न होने की वजह से लाइटिंग का इशू है, हीटिंग का इशू है, कुकिंग का इशू है।
Raging forest fire in parts of Pakistan-occupied Jammu and Kashmir has become a cause of worry among the locals as it is severely affecting the ecology of the region. Residents have lamented that Pakistani authorities have taken no action so far. A report.
Residents in Pakistan-occupied Jammu and Kashmir have raised concern over raging forest fires and lamented inaction by authorities to check such incidents which are affecting the biodiversity of the region. Widespread deforestation and felling of trees have already affected large swathes of forest area in POK, and locals have to brace the hazardous consequences. They have requested the Pakistani authorities to take strict action against forest arsonists and deploy guards to protect the wildlife.
देखा मैंने एक शेल्टर को आग लगी हुई थी। पहले तो मैंने कोशिश की कि इसे झाड़ियों के साथ बुझाऊं, झाड़ियाँ तोड़ के मैंने कोशिश की काफ़ी, लेकिन आग ज़्यादा हो रही थी क्योंकि लकड़ियाँ को आग ज़्यादा पकड़ जाती हैं। तो कोशिश के बावजूद आग नहीं बुझी। फिर मैंने एक यहाँ पे भाई थे जो बकरी चरा रहे थे, ये हमारे साथ हैं, लोटे भर के अभी पानी फेंक रहे। तो इनसे मैंने कहा यहाँ पे लोटा मिल जाएगा, हमें पानी भी मिल जाएगा, उससे बुझाने की कोशिश करते। तो हमने फिर फोर क्या किया, एक्शन लिया और पानी भर के लोटों के साथ यहाँ पे डाला और अल्हम्दुलिल्लाह अभी आग यहाँ पे बुझ चुकी है।
Locals have now become increasingly intolerant of the Pakistani occupation as Islamabad consistently maintains a negligent attitude and ignores even their basic demands.
The Biden administration is negotiating with Afghanistan to exchange Americans detained in the country for at least one high-profile prisoner held at Guantanamo Bay who is allegedly tied to former Al-Qaeda leader Osama bin Laden, the Wall Street Journal reported on Tuesday. According to media reports, the Biden administration is seeking the release of 3 Americans seized in 2022, Ryan Corbett, George Glesman and Mahmoud Habibi, in exchange for Mohammad Rahim Al-Afghani. Corbett and Habibi were detained in separate incidents in August 2022, a year after the Taliban seized Kabul amid the chaotic US troop withdrawal. Glesman was detained later in 2022 while visiting as a tourist. While the White House has not confirmed the reports, Rahim's lawyer has stated that he is willing to be traded or exchanged. A Senate Intelligence Committee report described Rahim as an Al-Qaeda facilitator and stated that he was arrested in Pakistan in June 2007 and rendered to the CIA the following month. He was kept in a secret CIA black site where he was subjected to harsh interrogation methods, including extensive sleep deprivation, before being sent to Guantanamo Bay in March 2008. Amid a pending extradition request to India, Bangladesh on Tuesday revoked the passports of ousted Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina and 96 others in connection with their involvement in the crackdown on protesters during the July-August movement. In a press briefing on Tuesday, Chief Advisor UNICEF's Deputy Press Secretary Abul Kalam Azad Majumdar announced the development, stating that the Passports Department had cancelled the passports of 22 individuals linked to enforced disappearances. Additionally, the passports of 75 people, including Sheikh Hasina, were revoked due to their involvement in the July killings. Majumdar did not disclose the names of the 96 other individuals whose passports were revoked. In addition to the passport cancellations, Bangladeshi authorities have ordered all banks and financial institutions in the country to provide details of transactions involving Sheikh Hasina, her sister Rihanna, her son Sajib Wazid Joy, and her daughter Saima Wazid Putul. This move is likely to cause difficulties for India, where Hasina has been residing since her ouster from Bangladesh. At a time when the ruling Nepali Congress and CPN-UML have prioritized constitutional amendments, Nepal's Prime Minister KP Sharma Oli stated on Tuesday that such amendments will not be possible before 2029. Oli said that the amendment cannot happen before then, given the current political dynamics and the strength of the parties in the National Assembly. The opposition, led by the CPN Maoist Centre, currently holds the largest number of seats in the National Assembly, making it difficult for the Congress-UML coalition to secure the two-thirds majority needed for constitutional amendments. A two-thirds majority in both the Houses of Representatives and National Assembly is required for such a change. Oli also criticized Maoist Centre leader and former Prime Minister Pushpakamal Dahal for contributing the splits in the UML in the past, but expressed optimism about the Congress-UML government's ability to ensure political stability and economic progress. That's all in tonight's edition. We will see you same time tomorrow. Good night.